Good afternoon and welcome to your weekly FX options report. Today is Wednesday, September 22nd, 2010. In midweek trade, the latest economic data releases and central banks are in the spotlight. Following the Federal Reserve's meeting and in the accompanying statement, the FOMC was dovish. No new quantitative easing measures were announced, but the Fed did say that it would take further steps to help boost demand of U.S. assets. And a slew of housing data releases will be coming out from the U.S. this week, and so far U.S. housing starts for the month of August spiked higher by 10.5% to hit its highest level since April of this year. At the same time, the FHFA's housing price index for the month of July was released on Wednesday, and that did show that it came in at the lowest in 6 years, down by 0.5% for the month of July. Meanwhile, June's figure was downwardly revised to 1.2%. And in the foreign exchange market, the US dollar is trading lower against the majors, including the euro, pound, and the Japanese yen. Now, euro dollar extended gains for the third straight session this week and is trading above the 200-day moving average. Now, euro dollar breached the 134 level for the first time since May of this year. Meanwhile, the Swiss franc hit a 2.5-year high against the US currency. Now, one way to trade your views on US dollar strength or weakness is to take a look at IC's FX options. One advantage is that they are US dollar denominated. For more information, you can go to www.fxoptions.com. And moving on to our daily technical report for the major IC FX option pairs, starting out with the AUX, that is the US currency, against the Australian dollar. Now, for that pair, it is under pressure and it is pushing below a strong support area. The preference of trading central analysts for the AUX is short positions below 110.50, with targets standing at 102 and 100 in extension. For the BPX, which is the US currency against the British pound, that is also under pressure. Now, it does stand below its strong resistance and should face further weakness. The preference of trading central analysts for the BPX is short positions below 66, with targets at 62.50 and 61 in extension. For the CDD, the US currency against the Canadian dollar, that pair is also under pressure. Now, the RSI is currently challenging a rising trend line, and the preference of trading central analysts for the CDD is short positions below 105, with targets at 99.50 and 98 in extension. And moving on to the EUI, the US currency against the euro, it is under pressure as well. Now, that pair is breaking below its previous low as the RSI is badly directed. The preference of trading central analysts for the EUI is short positions below 77.40, with targets at 74 and 72.50 in extension. For the SFC, which is the US dollar against the Swiss franc, that pair is also under pressure. Now, the RSI for the SFC is badly directed and is currently breaking below its previous low. Therefore, the preference of trading central analysts for the SFC is short positions below the pivot of 103, with targets at 98.40 and 96 in extension. And last but not least, taking a look at the YUK, the US dollar against the Japanese yen, the downside does prevail for that pair. Now, it has struck against its declining trend line and does remain under pressure. Therefore, the preference of trading central analysts for the YUK is short positions below 87.50, with targets at 82.40 and 79.30 in extension. And moving on to our weekly trend opinion, the US dollar resumed its bearish trend against the majors, and due to this trend, the AUM trade alert hit its target with a 100% gain. Now, in terms of portfolio performance since its inception, which was in August of 2007, it is higher by 1,879.63%, and since the beginning of this year, January 2010, it is higher by 599.54%. We do have one trade alert for you here right now, and that is to consider puts on the EUI. Now, Trading Central did recommend this on their follow-up earlier this week on Monday. Now, that pair is currently capped by a declining trend line and should face further weakness towards its next support. Trading Central analysts will also be keeping a close eye on the BPX, the YUK, as well as the SFC. Looking ahead to next week, Trading Central will take advantage of any greenback reinforcements to enter short dollar positions. Therefore, they will be looking at the SKA, the PCO, the AUX, and the NZD. Now, they will be keeping an eye on the SKA because it does remain under pressure and it is currently approaching its previous low at the 68 level. And for the PZO, it has struck against its medium-term declining trend line and should reach its next support at 125. And for the AUX, it has broken below its previous low and is expected to face a further down move. Last but not least, for the NZD, it does remain on the downside and is currently approaching its support at the 135 level. And that does wrap it up for a weekly FX options report. Make sure to tune in next Wednesday for your latest update. Thanks for watching and have a good day.